Cowboys Nation, let's ride. Cowboys Nation, let's ride. Cowboy Nation, let's ride.
Shut up.
Let's ride.
Whose world is this?
The world is yours. The world is yours.
It's mine. Whose world?
In today's video, we'll go over what we learned about the Dallas Cowboys after 10 preseason practices. To start out, we're going to go over the wide receiver room. And the wide receiver Noah Brown may be poised for a breakout year. Now, after the departures of both Amari Cooper and Cedric Wilson, and with Michael Gallup set to miss several games to start the season, I wasn't feeling too confident in our wide receiver room, of course outside of CeeDee Lamb. Now, the Cowboys' response to this was signing free agent James Washington from the Pittsburgh Steelers, which was a start, but by no means a home run signing. We then went on to draft Jalen Tolbert in the third round of the NFL draft. We also added the usual crop of free agent signings for other options in the room. Then the BS happened, and we as a Cowboy Nation was brought back to reality and saw that our wide receiver room was average at best. This was seen when it was announced that Washington was lost to several games after being injured in one of the preseason practices. Now this leaves CeeDee Lamb, the undisputed wide receiver 1, and Noah Brown as the only wide receivers on the team who has ever caught a real NFL pass. A real NFL pass. So if you guessed it, yes, I want to go to my car and cry myself to sleep. But on the bright side, no one on the team has done more stepping up than Noah Brown. He has had good to outstanding practices all camp. And unless something drastic happens, like us signing an NFL vet or making a trade, Brown is going to be one of 3 starters in our 11 personnel to start the year. Now, it's one thing to have 1, maybe 2 good practices during fall camp, but observers at camp have been giving nothing but praise to Noah Brown since day 1. But none of this matters until we see it in real games come this fall. But Brown has made himself a clear candidate to get that vet treatment when it comes to preseason games. So he'll get to sit on the sidelines with his sneakers on, joke around with Dak, and chill until the real bullets start to fly. He seems to be much more than the usual special teams piece as he was on recent Dallas Cowboys teams, as he seems to be very valuable to the offense. And as a side note, for the rest of the wide receiver room, Lamb shows up every practice, which is expected. Jalen Tolbert does as well, which gives us hope that he's a draft hit. And last but not least, second-year NFL wide receiver Simi Fehoko is showing off. He's making some impressive and consistent play while showing off that 4.3 speed. And hopefully, he'll be a key piece in our offense this upcoming fall. Now, moving on to our next segment. Our kickers suck. Now, we signed free agent Jonathan Garibay, and he hasn't been good whatsoever. I mean, the last practice, he missed 4 straight field goals. 4. He actually went 4 of 11 for the day. That's crazy. And our other kicker, Liram, is not having an outstanding camp neither. But he's clearly doing better than Jonathan. He actually went 8 of 11 during that same practice session. Now, in my honest opinion, it will be a mistake to still have Garibay on the roster when practice resumes on Monday. We will be in much better shape by releasing him and signing any kicker. Any other kicker. Next, are we as a Cowboy Nation sleeping on Zeke? I mean, I know we say this every year, but Zeke has looked very good in camp thus far. Now, we know he's not going to play in any preseason games, but the practices are showing that our boy may be close to our favorite version of himself, which was his rookie season back in 2016. He's running the ball well, and he's burning linebackers and pass one-on-ones. And whether you or other NFL fans want to admit it, the PCL tear last season really hampered Zeke. And I feel like he could be back to his old self and contribute 80 or so yards a game rushing on average. And to make Cowboy fans even more happy, he has been using 2 back sets during practices with Tony Pollard. And he looks real good block for Pollard. And last but not least, I can't believe I'm saying this again, because 2 years ago, our defense was trash. But the defense may still be called on to win some games for this team. And the reason why I'm saying this is because aside from our wide receiver room being average at best, our right tackle spot is looking horrendous. That right tackle is Terrence Steele. Now, the Cowboys were confident enough with Steele to move on from La'el Collins, but Steele has had some notable struggles in camp thus far. Now, most of those struggles has been against DeMarcus Lawrence, who is looking as good as ever. But this could still be a real issue. That means Dallas may have to look to the defensive side of the ball to create some wins, which isn't too unrealistic if you have been watching closely. I mean, the secondary is looking strong. Micah Parsons, well, he's Micah Parsons. DeMarcus Lawrence, he's back at 100% and is looking motivated as ever. And last but not least, that linebacker core should be above average with LVE and new signing Anthony Barr coming to the team as of late. And there you have it. After the first 10 practices of the Dallas Cowboys, those are my reviews and thoughts of what we learned thus far. Comment below, what are your thoughts so far with the Dallas Cowboys? Do you think this is a real Super Bowl contender? Because me as a diehard fan, I keep it real. We're nowhere near a Super Bowl contender. Yes, a playoff team. Yes, I see us winning the NFC East. But Super Bowl, yeah, we're going to need some wide receivers, an offensive lineman, and 4 kickers. But that's just my opinion. Comment below your opinion. And if you like this type of content, go ahead and leave a like. And if you're a true Dallas Cowboy fan or NFL fan, go ahead and subscribe to the channel right now. Because it's free. But until next time,